Hey everyone, COE33 here. I'm in the upstairs game room, the retro room, and this is part two of a two-part series of a retro room upgrade. Now, if you saw part one, I did a little work up here. There was a giant entertainment center that was behind me. Now, I don't want to pan over there because I'm about to do a reveal in a second. But in part one, I got that entertainment center out of here. I cleared up some space in the upstairs game room, and I asked you guys for a little feedback. I said, what should I put in its place? What should go up here? And you guys had some great ideas, which I really appreciate. A lot of you said I should put the MVS arcade cabinet up here. And I really like that idea, although that downstairs game room was kind of designed totally around that arcade cabinet. Not to mention it weighs like 400 pounds, so I'm going to leave that down there. But the arcade cabinet idea got me thinking it would be nice to have something up here that wasn't quite as heavy, that I could maybe do a little modification to, a little modding work, and that had some versatility and that would look good up here, would still fit the overall retro theme, even if the hardware isn't necessarily retro, but the aesthetics and the games that it plays are retro. And I actually hinted to it in my last video, which was a Sega Genesis collection video, so some of you may know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I've been busy, and why don't we just get right into it? So without further ado, let's go ahead and reveal the work I've done, roll the footage, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it in more detail.
Choose your destiny. Don't make me laugh. That was pathetic. You will never win. Fight.
Alright guys, here it is, the finished arcade wall. What do you think? Do you like it? That was definitely a fun project. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my time, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to share everything I've done over the last few days up here. And I'll try to share in detail all the work that I've done. And now if you have any questions in particular about the mods that I did to the Arcade 1-Up cabinet, I would recommend checking out ETA Prime's channel and Retro Ralph's channel. I'll put links in the description below. That's where I got all my information about what I wanted to do to this arcade cabinet. And those are both great channels, and definitely recommend you go check them out. So I'm actually going to start over here with the pinball machine. Now we've had this pinball machine up here for years, and I did a little work to it. Basically, over the years, when people have rested their palms here, this piece had rusted out. So I went ahead and refinished this piece and did a little restoration work to that to clean things up. I waxed the playfield. I worked on the LED lighting a little bit. And then I made this custom pinball topper here. It is a Bally Fireball machine, and I thought it'd be cool to have a fire topper. So I got this lantern that has a fire setting on it, and then I went ahead and I painted it red to match the cabinet color of the pinball machine. And now I've got this custom little fireball pinball topper. And I thought it was actually pretty cool, especially at nighttime. I love the glow that it puts off. And then behind the pinball machine, you can see I've done some work to the walls. I found this like brick material. It's like a 3D foam peel and stick brick that you can get. I got it on Amazon. And now I had to cut it out into these shapes. It almost looks like a game of Tetris on the wall. And that definitely took some doing. I mean, this was quite the project to get, everything on the wall just the way I wanted it. But I think it looks quite cool. It's a subtle touch. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like old school red brick or the white brick. I kind of mulled between the two for a while, and then I decided to get the white brick. It's a little more understated for sure. But I definitely think it looks cool, especially with the red LED lights behind the cabinets at nighttime. It looks really awesome. So that was a big change that I did to this wall up here. And then I did a little work here, just kind of moving things around, organizing things, getting everything situated the way I wanted it. But the bulk of the work was right here. So I had this Mortal Kombat Arcade 1-Up cabinet in the downstairs garage, or not downstairs, well, in the garage. And I didn't have a room for it anywhere in the game rooms, and I thought I was just going to live out in the garage. And then when I asked you guys, to give me suggestions on what should go here, a lot of you guys said arcade cabinet, and that got me thinking, well, I could put the Mortal Kombat arcade up here, but I didn't want to just take an arcade one-up cabinet that you can get anywhere, throw it in the space, and call it good. I wanted to, customize it and do a little work to it, and kind of make it a nice little showpiece here for this spot. So I did a lot of work to it, and why don't we start right down here? This is a riser mod that you can get on eBay. It's from Tulsa Arcades, and it's really cool. It's got the Mortal Kombat logo you can see there, and at nighttime, it really is impressive how cool it looks all lit up. There's RGB lights behind there, and it can be any color you want. It can fade between colors, so that's awesome. It's got red T-molding on it, and it's definitely a very cool little item, much better than the kind of standard arcade one-up riser that just has the arcade one-up logo on the front, which actually I think is kind of ugly. This definitely is an awesome mod, and I recommend it. It's a little pricey, I will say that. It was kind of an expensive little mod. But, it's done, and it's cool, so I'm happy with that. And then we got the Mortal Kombat stool, of course, and that's awesome. We got a standard Mortal Kombat arcade one-up cabinet here. But I've done some work here. These are custom controls. I switched out the crappy buttons that come with it, and I did some nice, upgraded buttons and upgraded joystick. I kept the same bat tops because I actually prefer bat tops over ball tops, and so that's awesome. And then we got Mortal Kombat 2 playing there, and I went ahead and replaced the marquee with this lit marquee mod, and this is from arcademodup.com. And definitely big improvement there. I mean, you got to have a light up marquee. Arcade cabinet's not an arcade cabinet if the marquee doesn't light up. So that was almost essential. And then I found on eBay this awesome Mortal Kombat 2 arcade topper. And it's got basically all the moves and like the fatalities and all, everything that, all the different special moves. And it's got, all the characters there, and pretty cool little topper for the arcade machine. I quite like it. It definitely is a nice little addition to the cabinet. And then I upgraded the sound. So there's a subwoofer in here, and there's 2 stereo speakers. So, this machine comes stock with 1 speaker, and that definitely wasn't cutting it. And now it's way better. This thing actually is really loud. I mean, the subwoofer is pretty impressive. So this thing definitely puts out a lot of sound. So that's awesome, and it sounds really good too. So definitely happy with that. And then I did RGB lighting behind the cabinet, and you saw at nighttime, this thing really glows, and it's awesome. I love it, and that can be any color you want as well. I've got a little remote control where I can switch through the colors. And yeah, guys, that's the arcade one-up cabinet. So this is now the arcade wall, and I think it's a big improvement over what was here before. And I always have plans for the future. There's little things I can do here and there. I have a couple ideas that I can still do in this space. Who knows what the future will bring. I'm always mulling over different ideas for the game rooms, and this wall in particular, I think I'm going to do some work to here pretty soon. But it's definitely coming along, and this game room has gotten a lot of love in the last couple months, and I definitely think it's looking better than ever. And I've been spending a lot of time hanging up here, playing games, playing a lot of pinball lately, and then now I've been playing on this new arcade cabinet, so that's been a lot of fun. All right, everyone, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye.